Southern Kentucky FCA is making a lasting impact by empowering students to share their faith in Jesus Christ through weekly meetings we call huddles. Here are a few examples of what God is teaching our student leaders.
God has taught me to be bold in Christ at school and to step out in faith for Him.
He's taught me to always share the gospel with each other and never doubt Him in anything.
I have a very loud voice. You know, a lot of people think me as loud and talkative, and I try to use that to, hey, come to FCA with me. And so I just try to use that talent that God has given me to bring people closer to Him.
If other students see us, other people their age leading, it might open them to new opportunities like, oh, people my age are doing this, maybe it might be something for me. I serve as a FCA leader to encourage other students and to share the gospel with them.
You know, God does things intentionally sometimes, and you don't have to be told you're good at soccer to still do your job for God. And so I think that was one of the things God has taught me, is that I can have a broken leg, I can be in a full body cast, but if I'm still doing my job for Him, I'm doing what He wants.
Our Character Coach ministry equips students as they learn to walk in faith and balance their athletic and spiritual lives.
It helps me with my teammates. A lot of my teammates don't go to church, and it helps me bring up their faith and ask them questions about it and apply it to them.
Yeah, for our football team, the person that comes is Justin Pate, and he comes and talks to us about the Word.
At times, I'm not as confident as I should be at the plate, and with Justin there, he's built that confidence back up. And
for him to come just makes me more humble and the team more humble, so we can take it to the field.
It's just it's another adult you can trust there on the field and off the field, and it just brings the team closer.
I like to see my teammates in that setting and seeing them being encouraged by having conversations with them.
We ask students how FCA challenges them to be stronger in their faith as they compete in sport.
At first I thought I was nobody without basketball. With FCA and going to church, I've grown to learn that I'm more than just basketball. And even when I'm done with basketball, I'm going to still be a great leader. I'm going to still be a great person. I'm going to still inspire other people. It just honestly taught me leadership, real leadership and individuality.
I think it's challenged me in my sport by knowing okay, I'm doing this not for myself, I'm playing for God, and not all glory to me, because it is Him who's given me strength to play the sport and the ability to do it.
It's different because I know if I don't do good that day, or I'm having a bad day, or we lost, then I know that He will still love me throughout that whole time.
For the Christian athlete, sharing your faith in Christ can be intimidating. FCA equips and empowers these students to be able to share their faith with their teammates.
There's been multiple conversations I've had with teammates about being a Christian because they know that I'm a part of FCA and they know I'm involved with FCA. And so it's a good way to get people together that may not come together.
I always felt that I was inferior compared to other people when it came to talking about God. And I felt that since I didn't know as much, I somehow wasn't able to share my story and my lessons that I've learned through Him. And getting hurt, I realized no matter what background you come from, no matter how much you learned about God in youth group as a child or Sunday school, you still have your own story and walk through life with Him. And I think getting hurt and just overall these past 6 months in general have taught me that I can turn something that affected my life in a really negative way to positive, not only for me, but for others.
It helps me with difficult questions I might have that other people might have. So if I have a difficult question and I can get somebody on FCA to help me with that, then I can answer some other people's questions that they might have.
Finally, we ask our students, why is it important that you have FCA on your campus or on your team?
FCA is so important in schools, especially because it gives us a community of people to go out and know that they will hold you accountable in Christ, because that is the biggest thing.
Definitely the sense of community that it brings. Because I feel like, especially in high school, religion is something that people are scared to talk about, just based on how they'll be judged for it, or, you know, what other people might think of them. And I think FCA gives people a chance to openly talk about God and express themselves where everybody's included and everybody's on an equal playing field.
I think it's important to have FCA agreement because it helps you with your faith along in school. Most of the time at school you don't think about stuff like that, and I think it helps you apply it more.
It's important because it allows the team to build and be closer to each other, and it allows them to open up.
Because I think it can bring students out of their comfort zone, and because they might not be involved in a church, and it kind of opens an opportunity.
Why is it not important? That's the question, honestly. This is a big time in our lives, and this is something where you don't want to necessarily lose yourself in the drift of everything that's going on. So the perfect guidance is honestly from God. So to be able to have a program that coordinates well with your schedule and just meeting a nice group of people every year and really building a firm relationship with these people that's built on Christ is very important.